I had assumed the role of the executive director for the association in '74, and for the first 2 years, of course, it was trying to get my feet on the ground because there were a lot of issues, and I really didn't have much experience running an association. In 1976, the secretary I had, which had been one of many, decided that she could no longer take the stress of working under deadlines and just left. So I put out a solicitation for somebody to come in and replace her, and I interviewed a number of people, and the next to the last gal that I interviewed was Karen. And what normally would be a 15-minute interview turned into about an hour-long nice visit, and we were both very comfortable with one another. And so the next day I hired her, and she went to work for me on July 5th of 1976. Karen was very efficient. It was interesting. The secretary that left me, that left abruptly, left me with about 3 weeks of undone letters, correspondence, reports, etc., a big pile of stuff on the desk. And I thought, well, I'll give these to Karen, and you know, it'll take a week or so, and I'll have time to get everything kind of lined out for her, and she'll start to feel comfortable. And so I turned her loose. I put everything on her desk and said, this is what needs to be done. And late that afternoon, she came in and says, well, what do you want me to do now? I didn't realize that she could type about 100 words a minute on that old IBM Selectric. And all of a sudden I thought, well, two things happened. I had this epiphany, you know. First of all, she's a keeper. And secondly, I'm gonna have to hustle to keep up with her.
Well, I met Karen on the phone, because well, first time I met her was on the phone, because 39 years ago I started to work at A&B, and she would call in here, you know, doing her normal, are you going to convention, and to the guys, but I didn't go to the convention for quite a long time, and I think I met her at a couple of workshops. Except I do remember how organized she was when I went to the first convention. That lady had her little stacks of paper, her packets, and all just super organized.
Right. That's probably when I met her, was in November of '97 at the water loss seminar, yeah, right after I started.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Karen is, you don't meet her, she greets you.
Yes.
And
like your long lost friend.
Yes, and then she never forgets you.
And she'll introduce you to everybody around.
Well, she makes sure everybody knows everybody, and if someone is new, she'll say, hey, come join us for dinner, you know, come for us, so.
Or she'll track you down in other conventions that you're at and make sure that other people that are there find you so that they have someone to be with and not.
She's always thinking of everybody.
Right.
I guess what I noticed about Karen from the very beginning is that it's all a big family. So the water users are a big family, and Karen's very much part of that family. The water users are her family. Karen knew everybody, knows everybody, was able to introduce me to everybody, vouch for me. She always referred to me as her boss. So that gave me instant credibility. Someone that is Karen's boss must be pretty good at what he does, because she knows everything in the water world.
I first met Karen when I started practicing law 15 years ago, and worked with the association as an attorney for much of those years, and the last 2 years as the executive director of this association. And Karen has always been a force in the association. Her big smile, her laugh, her huge hugs are, I think everybody looks forward to that when they come to the events and when they talk with her. I started as executive director a couple of years ago, and it's quite remarkable when you can peek behind the curtain and see the system that she has created to make sure that all of these events go off perfectly, that everybody's happy, that everybody's needs are met. She always calls herself an accommodator, and I don't think there's a truer statement to describe Karen, making sure the right meals for the right person, others have the right rooms, everybody's in the right place where they want to be happy. She's been a real true force and benefit to the association.
We worked together, like I say, for 24 years. And when I say we worked together, you know, she started out as an employee, but very quickly she became a very close friend. My wife and I both think of Karen as a member of our family. And she knew the office in and out, and so that was one great benefit to me.
You go in her office and her desk has not been changed for 43 years. She loves her old desk.
It's a military steel metal old desk, and she refuses to get rid of it.
Oh, and she can do the most amazing things with Microsoft Access and a dot matrix printer. I'm like, you still use a dot matrix?
That's true. Oh, I got another funny story. Do you remember when Karen has all this, you know, her stuff on the table at convention, and how she has the little cart that she brings it from her room back and forth. So I thought, well, you know, I'll help her, and I was trying to put stuff on the cart.
Oh, I've made that error too.
And she, no, that's not how it goes. I said, so why? She goes, if you don't do it the right way, you won't get it all on there, then I won't be able to pull it off correctly. Yes. So we unloaded it, and I said, Karen, have at it. I'll wheel it to the room, but I'm not stacking it anymore. Right.
So early on in working with Karen, it was very apparent to me that she loved golf. Everything was about golf, and when can I get done with work to go to golf? And then she came to want to travel more, which I think is maybe one of the things that she enjoys the most now. And she even was able to marry the two and go with her golf sisters to the Solheim Cup in Scotland, now a couple of times. And here in the States once, I believe, as well. So I think that's been a nice combination for her. The gals, the golf, and the traveling all together in one. I don't ask stories about those trips, but I've got a really nice tie from one of those visits to Ireland, too.
We're going to miss her, so.
You'll miss her at those meetings.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss her babysitting me and saying, Ruth, did you know you have missed this and this? No.
I sure hope that she enjoys her retirement years as much as I have. She has a lot of years ahead of her, and there's a lot of things out there to see in the world, and I wish her well.
I don't know how we're going to do this without you, but thank you for being such a dear friend. Thank you for our conversations deeply. Not just about irrigation and about water, but our conversations about our spiritual life and how we interact with people and supporting each other. Thank you dearly, and I too love you so much. We'll keep up and keep in touch.
Karen, thank you. Thank you for all you've done for the water user community. Your passion and commitment to this association is unparalleled. Everybody who knows you knows that you love the water users, that you love this association. And Karen, for me personally, thank you. Thank you for a career of hugs and laughs, and thank you for especially the last 2 years teaching me how to do this, teaching me how to be a better association manager and how to be a better person. Thank you.
All right, Karen, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate it, and I know you're going to do great in retirement. I really appreciate all that you've done to include me when I was the newbie in the group, and we will continue to get a hold of you, so prepare to be bothered.
So Karen, as you head on to the next chapter of your story, I want to congratulate you. You did an excellent job for Cheryl, for me, for Paul, for the entire board of directors and all the water user community. I know we all appreciate it so much. I know I could not have done the job for as long as I did and as well as we did without you. So you'll be missed, but we know you're around. We know you'll be nearby, and we wish you well on your travels. And don't be a stranger at the water user meetings. Thanks a lot, Karen.
This is hard. We've been friends for 39 years. We've been close friends for probably 38 years when I finally got to know you. I'm so excited for your retirement. And I'm shortly behind you, so we're gonna have to maybe get in the car and do road trips to all the other irrigation districts and keep in touch with everybody. But I wish you the best. Love you forever.
All right, do cheers for her. There you go.
To Karen. Love you. Cheers, Karen.